It is started.
All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our second Canada 8 Town Hall. Like I just mentioned prior, first one was last year. This time we had one person attend. It wasn't times as great as these, so I'm all smiling today. And over 3 years of wait for some of us, and some of us have been maybe luckier to just find a project later. But who knows? Who knows what's lucky and not lucky? But what's important is we're all here. My name is Tomahawk. I'm the co-founder of the O Canada community, alongside my brother Toneman Sam. We did originally had a couple other founders, but they kind of dropped off or are mostly inactive, or will pop back in as simply members when the game launches. But it's been a pretty fun 3 years for us here, up and downs for Canada A. But let's just look at what's forward. Lots to discuss. So yeah, I won't go too much into our backgrounds and this and that. But all you need to know is that we've been around and we stuck around for 3 years. So we've got your back. We've been helpful for that long time. We're not planning to stop to be helpful and to have fun times with you guys. It's just going to get better and better. So yeah, that's I have like two lists going of things I want to make sure I get. Okay. Oh yeah. As an intro, I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all our members. Whether you've been with us for the whole journey, whether you've just joined the Discord today. A community is literally formed of all its members and what everyone brings to the table, and we have some really, really awesome, active, and contributing members. Somebody wants to contribute right now. If you guys want, you can put yourself on mute. I think Marco Paolo, nice to have you here. Yourself if possible. All right, I just muted him. So yeah, thanks for you guys. A community can only be formed by its members and what we contribute, what everyone brings to the table. So thanks a lot. Huge shout out to Woody. You've been just crushing it with awesome articles. Sanjuro, you've just been doing some crazy art since the beginning, and just always bringing that energy, making us laugh. The Hulk Life, you're a little newer, but you've got the excitement going and definitely ready to go. Dark Noob, you've been here for a while. Definitely seen you on Twitter reposting and doing a lot of stuff. Lankety Lank, yeah, always contributing in Discord. Same with Matonetto. You guys are just huge help in answering questions from the community. And yeah, I don't know. There's it's so crazy to see like all these members popping up. Thanks a lot, and to some OGs that have been around here for a while that have just decided to join our community, like Craig DePlay and Razor. Super happy to have you guys here. So I wanted to get that thank you out first, and just to say that we absolutely appreciate everything you guys do. All right. I want to go to. Oh yeah, there is a chat here. All right. So I'll try and touch on some topics, and obviously, if you have any questions on those topics, go for it, and we'll definitely have a question period. I want to make sure that any question that you guys have before launch is answered, but also to make sure that we address the topics that we need to for the guild. So number one big topic that we have is the guild setup. How we're preparing for launch, what's going to happen at launch, how's that going? Obviously, as you saw in the announcements, we do have a spreadsheet for guilds. So it's called the OC Guilds. It's a Google spreadsheet. It's in one of the latest announcements. What members need to do if they want to secure themselves a guild spot is basically put their Discord name down in one of the column pertaining to the guild they would like to join. So the strategy that we've discussed and as officers and guild token owners is that we want to be able to fill guilds for launch as many as possible. We obviously won't be able to fill all the guilds that we have in our community. We have over 200 spots, like 14 guilds. So we won't be filling them all, but the strategy we adopted is to fill them kind of one at a time and based on also the level of competition that we want. So there's pretty much 3 levels of competitive that you could be as a member, where you could be very, well, we'll call it the competitive tier. Competitive for us here in O Canada A means that we are expecting that you're using your energy, all the energies, all the tickets you have on a daily basis. So we're looking at minimum 2 hours of gameplay. The sweeping will help, but that's the ideal gameplay time for a competitive guild. Would be depleting all your energy, and then depending on which token, there may be asset requirements. But right now, the top guild in O Canada A in terms of competitiveness will be the Warrior Guild token that I own. We do have already 31 members signed up for that guild. So congrats, thank you. We were able to get that guild token filled up, so very happy. So now if you're adding your name and you're competitive, right now we're filling up Woody's guild as the Nexus, and he's up to 15 members. So we've got 5 members missing on Woody's Adventure Guild. So whether you're competitive or semi-competitive, you can put your name there. Semi-competitive means that you're at minimum going to do your daily quests every day and contribute to whatever guild items there are. There'll be less at launch, but that's looking at minimum of 30 minutes of playtime per day, about. And obviously, the more you play, the higher up you'll likely get on the leaderboards and stuff. Individually, you want to play as much as you want. And then Woody's Guild and if you're looking for more of a casual for us means that you may not be able to attend that 30 minutes a day to do your daily quests, but you're still planning to play Guild of Guardians on a regular basis and be part of the community and help out with the guild stuff that'll be, or features that will be launched in the game as the game goes along. So for that guild, we're looking at filling Sanjuro's guild number 3. So once Woody's is filled, we're looking at filling Sanjuro's, and then we'll go down. We have Cyanide. It's a very active member of our community as well, that we will want to get his token filled up. And there's a token on there that we don't really know the owner, and he's already pretty much filled up his guild, so that's great. That's great if you're capable of doing your own recruiting for the guild and you're just joining the community to be part of it or have access to some really good Guild of Guardians content. That's definitely fine by us. But as an overall, the more you contribute to this community, the more we'll try to help you back to fill your guild spots for the guild tokens here, owners here. So I think that's strategy. I don't know if you guys have any question on that guild strategy part of it. I will add that by tomorrow evening, I will have a guild channel and roles for each of those main three guilds I discussed. So for the guild owners, if you can add your guild name in that spreadsheet so that I can create a channel, and then I'll give the roles to the people that have signed up for it, and then we'll go from there. So you'll have a spot to talk about guild specific stuff. So any question on the guilds, how we're starting off? I'm assuming it'll be the guild owner that has to do something in the game, so he'll have to invite people some way in the game. So we'll figure that out, but we know who's on the list, so we'll be using Discord to chat with you guys, and we'll need to know your in-game username. I will throw it out here in community contribution, what we're expecting from our members. Ideally is to add the OCE tag at the end of your game name. So inside Guild of Guardians, when you're playing the game, you're going to give yourself a commander name. It'd be very nice if you could add in capital OCE, space OCE, or if you want to put a bar, it depends. There's some character limitations. So I just put my name, Tomahawk, space OCE in caps. And what that's going to do is basically, as we grind the leaderboards, people are going to be able to recognize our guild, and we'll be able to easily spot each other as well on the leaderboards. So that is, that's for guilds.
I just want to
Tomahawk,
address...
I think... go ahead, Joe.
The question in chat there, Link, are we planning to do any restructuring before launch? Yeah.
So I've already started moving people around in the spreadsheet. So if you had put your name in a spreadsheet in a guild that likely won't be filled up, I've tried moving people around to Woody's guild. And then if some people said that they were more on the casual side, I put them in Sanjuro's guild. So if you've currently put yourself somewhere in another spot, I may have moved you along somewhere else. And if I haven't, or if you haven't put your name yet, you might want to put yourself in one of the guilds that we are planning to fill for launch. It's not a huge deal. There doesn't seem to be too much related to guilds at launch. All the prizes, all the rewards seem to be individual base for the first month, or at least until early June. So it gives us that buffer time to get more people in the game, keep promoting O Canada 8, keep recruiting, and trying to get our guild spots filled for the Act 2 on June 20-something, where the guilds, the new function, the raids, the crafting will be live. So we're definitely going to keep that recruitment parts of it, plus reshuffling. So definitely plan to have a reshuffling at some point before we hit the part where the guild leaderboards are active. And just to make sure that people are in the guilds that they're supposed to be. So if you are spending all your max energy, well, we definitely want you in a competitive guild. And the other way around, if you're just doing your daily quests or not maxing out your energy and you've been playing in a competitive guild, well, we probably want to readjust you and have you playing with people that play similar playtime as you, just to make it fair for other guild members. So we haven't figured all that out yet, but there'll likely be some type of reshuffling between now and when guilds really kick into gear in June, and obviously open to feedback from you guys to see how that could be done, or what's the most fair. Keeping in mind that if we do want to be relevant in the guild leaderboards, we'll likely have to have our best players all playing on one guild, or best players, or whatever points they go by to rank guilds, if we want to have a competitive guild. And then for the rest, as a community, we're more about fun and just discovering the game together. And like, we're gamers first, I think, all of us. So, return on investment is not necessarily at the top of everyone's list here. I think everyone wants to have a fun game they can play with. And then it's playing together with our friends. And then it's looking at, okay, well, how can we maximize the return side, if you're interested in that, or the digital ownership side, and just helping everyone get to what they want to achieve with this game.
Yeah. But I think, sorry, Tomahawk, if I can just add to that, I think another key reason that I stuck with this guild is because a hyper-competitive guild play gets toxic, right? Like, there's no room for mistakes, and people kind of crap on each other when people aren't pulling as hard. Things happen in your life too where you just can't grind this game for 5 or 6 hours a day, and so you have the flexibility to do that here, right? There's no I haven't seen it anyways, really, that like hard push. So it's not going to be for everyone. Some people do want to be in that sort of glory, the top earning situation. That's fine, but it does come with a lot of toughness as well.
Yeah, and that's not where we want to be. We want to keep it for fun, drama-free. Let's all help each other. Let's all share the information we have. Nothing to hide here. The way I see it is we want to onboard players to digital ownership. Like, that's like where I see the future of gaming, is having players own their assets, being able to trade, sell them, and whatnot. And we want to bring regular gamers from zero knowledge of Web3 to actually, understanding what Web3 is and seeing the benefits of it, and onboarding as many people as we can to Guild of Guardians. So bringing them from zero to competitive, and then in their journey, if they decide that they want to be hyper competitive, well, then we will have partnership formed with other guilds that have higher guild tokens, higher guild requirements, and then these people's, we can say thank you for your services. You're now better than what we're planning to be. So here's the pathways. So there is a pathway. You're not going to be blocked, stuck in Canada A. If you want to go further, we're not going to keep anyone in guilds that they don't want to be in. So yeah, we'll listen to you guys and what you want. But that's, as a community, that's really where we are. So we'll be focusing on more of a content creation, helping players with new players, onboarding, and that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm really excited about, because obviously the more players we have, the more successful the game is as a whole, and the more it can offer down the road. Thanks for adding on that piece, Woody. I think it's super important. When I say our most competitive players, I still mean that we're pretty chill.
Yeah, and you get a lifetime membership to OCE as well. What kind of surprised me is when these OGs from other guilds like Kratos and Asura start popping in our Discord and still have a lot of good things to say about the guild. So it's I think it's a nice vibe, right? It's a nice vibe. You can always come here, Theocraft with us, and just kind of chill and then go back to your hyper competitive toxic environment. And I don't know how it is in Asura. Disclaimer: I'm not a member of Asura, or I have never been on their Discord, so I don't know if they're,
I mean, in terms
of just railing on each other every day.
Yeah, I mean, what I can say is that like Kratos' Discord is open to pretty much everyone.
It is, yeah.
But there are announcements that just came out saying that, okay, we've got this for our competitive players or whoever. We've got this 45-page guide, player guide, basically, and there's a disclaimer at the bottom that is like, you cannot share this guide, or you'll be automatically banned, and they're going to give rewards to people that find other people that are sharing it, or like whatever. I'm just like, all right, you're building a community. This is gaming. I understand if you want to be at the very top, you need to kind of have that competitive mindset. But like for us, like we're, that's not where we want to be. And to be there in this type of game, it's pay to win. So you've got to be a whale if And if you want to be at anywhere close to there, I don't think any of us are whales in the sense that we have $1,000 a month or more to spend on this game. So we're just going to do the best we can with our budgets, and we're going to help everyone do the best they can based on their budgets, even free-to-play players that are extremely welcome here and that may do very well, better than a lot of people that do own assets. All right, let's move on unless there's any questions. All right, I could go on to expectation of the community members. So just what I have on here. So obviously, OC in your commander name, like I mentioned. Also, in the Guild of Guardians main Discord, it'd be very nice if members could add OCE or O Canada A in their Discord name. That always helps with recruiting and showing that O Canada A is active and has a lot of members. Other than that, supporting the content, our content, Guild of Guardians content. We will try to rearrange the Discord. I haven't had that much time, but there's a lot of stuff in the channel GOG content. So that's really relative information to GOG. We also have, in general, we have an OC content raid. I would say, like, if you want support on your content, if you need retweets, if you need likes on your video, if you're really pushing for whatever reason, some of us are being incentivized on this content. For example, I'm a IMX hero, so I do get an amount of IMX tokens monthly based on views I get on my Twitter content. So it's always nice to have support, retweets, like on that kind of stuff, views, because it means that whatever I get back from the space, I can then, as you can see, do giveaways.
Blow it on Guardians
stuff. Well, yeah, blow it on Guardians.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I haven't really blown it on Guardians. It's just been staking right now. I've just been staking it.
That's much wiser than what I'm going to probably do. We should talk about it.
Yeah. So that's a great way that just our regular members can help out. Some people are not that great with chatting in Discord or don't know as much as the game. But one easy way that everyone can help out is just go on to social and help the content that we're creating. It's a huge help. Definitely. And in official links right now, we do have links to all the creators. So the Hulk Life, is a streamer, has a YouTube. Woody, obviously, with his Medium articles. Toadman Sam, Twitch stream, and trying to see here. Yeah, and Capone Gaming, streamer as well, and Jiro with his GOG Hero website. So I'll try to put all the community stuff that we can support, and we'll try and make a nicer way of accessing that. But right now they're in official links, and the content itself will be mostly in GOG content or OC content raid, or both. And we'll likely rearrange these because I know that we've been chatting a lot, sometimes in general, sometimes GOG chat, sometimes in this and that. So it's could be a little confusing. So I'll have to chat with officers, see which the best way of doing it. But to give you guys an idea, if we're just talking generally, like GM, how's your day, this, that, welcoming new guests, new players, general questions, all that's good in general. If you're going specifically in GOG chat, we'd like to use the GOG chat, and then those would be the main two, and then the rest would be there's GOG theory crafting. If you're going real deep into analysis, use that one. and then most of the other ones are mainly to display content, not really for chatter. So we may delete some chatter and some of these, like the GOG content or gameplay info, to make sure that we have all the items easily accessible. But we will try and kind of place it in a better way, which kind of leads to the GOG beginner guide, which I asked Woody to speak about a little bit. So that will be how we as a community can help the members. So I'll let Woody speak to the guide.
Thanks, Tomahawk. So the guide, I think it's going to be in the same style of the articles that I write for now. So there's going to, and you can look at it in as a set of two. So the first one is really going to be around setting up to play GOG, right? So, and again, looking at it from the perspective of even a Web 2 player who doesn't really know the ins and out of crypto, so how to create a Passport wallet, how to get tokens on there. And I've been trying, the more I write, the more I've been trying to eliminate the crypto speak, right? So to really use terms that a gamer is going to be familiar with, and really, trying to sort of make it as seamless for them. And I think, the Immutable team and the GOG team have really done a good job of putting tools that facilitate that. If I compare it to other games where we're still very much into third-party wallets and using exchanges and all of this different stuff. So the first one will be how to get set up and how to learn some of the Web3 components too, like the altar, the market. So really first, so somebody can become functional at the game. The second part of it will really be how to play the game. So going into some of the basic game systems, the game modes, that one I'm kind of saving for after launch because we don't really know two of the game modes, and we don't know how they've changed the game. Like we know that it's faster, shorter runs. It's going to be kind of hard after launch because I'm going to have to go revise all of the articles that I rewrote to switch it to how they end up making it in the game. So the idea is to have really these two central articles, and then from there it ties into all of the other content that I've written. Because that content was structured in a way so that we could build this guide, right? So we're talking about specific collections of heroes, and we're talking about enlightenment over here. We're talking about radiance over here. We're talking about energy tokens and blah, blah, blah. And so everything will link out. So that's going to be sort of the first phase of this guide. The second phase is I do want to move everything onto a website eventually. So I'm just kind of making arrangements for that because I don't have time to create a website. So I have to really kind of outsource that to someone else. But I'd like to really move all of this content to a website. And I was a big fan back in the day of strategy guides. So I don't know if there's any OG gamers like me, but I would wear down these strategy guides, especially on Final Fantasy and stuff like that. So you can expect that kind of a structure from me, right? Where it's really if you want to know anything about GOG, then here's where you go, and you can just kind of sort through it very quickly. And so I think from the community, it's knowing that those assets are there. And when you see that question pop up in the Discord, right, of how do I play this game, or how do I get set up for this, and guide them to those two original documents. And from there, they can find their way to the rest of the content as they kind of explore the game and run into these things. So that's the plan for now. I'm doing this part-time, so hopefully I can execute on it. I'll execute on it. But yeah, I think in terms of the content, I'm good. Feedback's always good. I think that's my thing is, if you read this and you spot mistakes or I get something wrong, or you think I missed something entirely, please let me know so that I can go make corrections or make additions and stuff like that. So I'm very open to that as well. So thanks, Tomahawk.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That's going to be so helpful. And it's kind of nice that a lot of the guild stuff is only a month away, because it kind of gives time to people to test out the game, figure out stuff. It allows us as well for our content creation. So yeah, that'll be super helpful, and looking forward to it. And obviously, we're here to help any way we can to go over your content or give feedback and all that kind of stuff, or if there's any legwork you need us to do on some stuff, definitely super available and open to it, and if any of the members as well want to help out a bit more than simply being a member. We're actively always looking for officers, and officers is just people that go kind of that extra mile, and it doesn't have to be in everything. If you're good in something specific and you want to concentrate on that, and you're doing a bit more to help the community, we'll definitely give you an officer role and kind of guide you or help you in with anything you want to do. For example, Woody went into creation with his articles. It could be somebody that wants to really help with recruiting on the Guild of Guardians Discord and is happily willing to post in the recruiting channels. That could be something, or somebody that wants to be part of the welcoming party to O Canada A and kind of take on that additional little task of just making sure that everyone that jumps in is has a nice personal message to welcoming them to the community and making sure to direct them to where they need to be to join us. So those are just ideas of what you can do, or whatever specialty you can bring to the table. We're always open. All right. So Budgie Smugglers, something about adding OCE in the GOG Discord.
Yeah,
not enough. Having Nitro works. Oh yeah, so if you can figure it out, if you're having issues, let us know. I don't think I ever had any issue just adding it to my name. I know in Discord you can have like a different name for each server, or you can adjust kind of your tags. So yeah, try and figure it out. If you can't, we can definitely help. All right, members. Okay, so what members should be doing? Let's look at between right now and launch. So definitely securing your spot in a guild by putting your Discord name in the members column of the guild you're interested in the sheet. Like I said, we may reshuffle quickly before launch to make sure you're in a guild that has other members. So the main three that are active in here will be my Warrior Guild for competitive, then Woody's Adventure Guild for semi-competitive / competitive, and then Sanjuro for casual / semi-competitive. So we're going to fill Woody's. 5 members remaining to fill his, so hopefully we can do that by launch or even with some reshuffling, and then we'll go with Sanjuro's, and then we'll go down the list of based on activity of guild token owners, with the goal of filling them all by the end of June. So hopefully that's doable. Other than that, we do have a OC spreadsheet, basically, where there's a little info that we ask of you, and that's where you can put in your assets as well. So that will be kind of helpful once we know more about raids and that kind of stuff. But knowing what players have as far as assets is always helpful. So that one is in the getting started channel, and that we would ask all members to fill that one out if you haven't. As far as keeping it updated to the minute, that doesn't really need to be, but if you need to update it at some point, we'll let you guys know. On a monthly basis, could be done, or before we actually start looking at those items at some point down the road, we'll let you know as well. But at least having your info there shows that okay, you are a member. I usually give a member role to the ones that do fill that sheet out. So I'll have to make sure everyone that has filled it has that role. I'm probably missing a few, but I'll put that on my task of things to do. But yeah, I would say, so before launch, or if you need a guild spot, put your name on the guild spreadsheet. And otherwise, every member should have their info on the spreadsheet that's in the getting started. Okay. Next thing you should be thinking of, if you haven't already, is having your starting squad and strategy ready. Woody has written articles on this. We've touched on this during the stream. And additionally, in our officer channel, we've started a spreadsheet that we'll be sharing with all the members probably tomorrow. So we have some of the officers that have put down their starting squad and reasoning for that squad, and any shortfalls it may have, or what's the advantages, or how well we think it's going to do in this and that. So we'll share that with the community, and we'd like the community to add their starting squad onto this sheet as well. The idea here is to be as helpful as we can with everyone as we progress through the game. And one of the things where people are going to need help is when they hit a wall, because you're going to have your starting squad, and I've said this before, but maybe not in this in a town hall. But I think all of us that has played the playtest agree that the best strategy is choosing 5 guardians at the start and leveling them up and leveling the gear up for those 5 for as far as you can go, I guess, an adventure. To get, basically what we're trying to get at is the tier, well, in the playtest, it was the tier 6 legendary gear. Who knows what it'll be in the actual game, but you want to get as far as you can to unlock the gear, because the gear is really where you're getting the stats boost to your guardian more than anything else. So we all agree that going as fast as you can in adventure mode, as far as you can, as fast as you can, is what is going to help you get the best squad and going to help you then get the best score in the other game modes. So yeah, that's why on that spreadsheet, I'll add columns for each game mode, and is like pretty much where you're hitting your wall. So first wall hit. So we're going to have the squad that each of us have, and where did we hit our first wall, as in I just got defeated in a dungeon. So it'll be cool to compare our starting squad, but also if you died so early, then at least you're going to see squads that are making it further than you that could then help you readjust. And readjusting squads and Guild of Guardians is quite simple. You can easily reset a Guardian. You're going to lose a bit of resources, but it's pretty simple to do and switch strategies without losing too much momentum, unless you have to like replace all your squad. But if it's just a few pieces, it can easily be done. And some people may choose to level up a 6th or a 7th Guardian on the side, because that Guardian really helps them in a game mode to gain additional score, and that's worth it, as opposed to having their top 5 at a slightly higher level. So that there's a ton of strategies. We're super open to everyone trying their own strategies out and sharing what they find. We're just sharing what we found based on the playtest, but we definitely want you guys to have fun, whichever way that is. If it's discovering for yourself what works, if it's trying something that's off meta, or if it's copying what we have, whatever you guys, whatever is fun to you guys, that's what we want it to be. We want this game to be fun for everyone. So we want you to be in that sweet spot where you're having fun, and we're here to help. But yeah, definitely starting squad and strategy, and we'll be sharing that spreadsheet with examples of it tomorrow or tonight if I have time.
So I'm locked in, huh? I'm locked in until I can't go any further.
I mean,
that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine. I think my goal is to make it to the end of the first extreme level. So Requiem. I don't know if they're gonna stick to the same level design though, or the same order. I did want to add something though, because you know we're doing a lot of theocrafting and a lot of showing of formations. One thing to keep in mind, and Chris has warned us about this a lot, is that there's probably going to be some rebalancing in the final version. And so, you know, whatever formation, it is possible that you build a formation that you think is great based on playtesting or some comments in the communities and stuff, and then in the game, you know, they just were nerfed, or they, you know, something happened, their kit was changed or whatever, and it's not the same. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Just, you know, go into this knowing there's a bit of a risk when you're buying early before the game is out. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. Definitely. Okay, and yes, stay updated on anything GOG related. Obviously, when it's something that's super important to the guild, I'll tag everyone in the guild. And you guys know that Toadman, or if you don't, Toadman Sam and I have a stream every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the plan is to keep those stream. So they're always at the same time, same day. So, you know, that's a great way to stay updated with everything GOG as well. And the different channels that we have can help as well. I did add another channel in Guild Guardians called GOG Giveaways. So I think that anytime you guys spot somewhere that has a GOG giveaway, if you can put it in that channel, because I think it'll help all our members. For example, the giveaway that's in there is the one from Guild Guardians for the 8 esports heroes. And so it's a Gleam campaign on Twitter. So you just need to do a few things, connect your accounts, retweet this, do that, and you get entered into winning one of those 8 Guardians. I think there's a couple days left to that, or until global launch. So they're going to announce the winner at the end of their stream for global launch. So stay updated. Obviously, the global launch, they've had different time zones and the times. For Eastern Standard Time, it falls at 8 p.m. Tuesday the 14th. So although they do advertise May 15th everywhere, just make sure that you check what time it is in your time zone. For us in the Eastern Standard Time, it is 8 p.m. on the 14th. So likely not a whole lot of sleeping that first day. And they do have a official, I'm not sure what they call it, but stream on YouTube, a launch event of some sorts, the official GOG team. So that should be pretty high quality, and their trailer is supposed to come out as well. They're going to showcase their trailer. So I highly recommend that we all join in there. Who knows, we can just pop in Discord after that as well, whoever's playing, just to chat around and some stuff that we discover while playing the new games. And yes. So yeah, and you'll have your Discord guild chat open as well for guild specific stuff. But if it's something that touches everyone, I do encourage using like the GOG chat, or just to make everyone aware. If you made a mistake in the game and you're like, oh man, I just lost so much time and resources doing this that is completely useless, you may want to share that with others so that, you know, we don't do the same thing.
Oh no, I sacrificed all of my legendary founder heroes.
I mean, at least you got a bunch of Radiant Souls out of it. And if you're not sure of what the outcome of an action you're about to take is, you know, like, also don't be afraid to ask questions before doing some of these things. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I had anything else crazy to add. Are there any questions? I'll open it up for questions, and then after we can go into tips and tricks. And then people can share their tips and tricks for launch to kind of hit the ground running as quickly as possible. But I'll open it up to questions / how can O Canada A support you guys? So any comments or questions as well on anything really. When guild meeting at Whistler and a nice hockey game. Yeah, I was going to say set it up. We'll be there. I'm not 100% sure we'll be there. But yes, definitely the plan for Canada at some point is to host or to have some of our community members host in real life events. And we'd like to include as many people as we can. We do have a core that's in the Ottawa region, but we definitely are open to exploring other places to meet up as well. Hey, it maybe if we make enough money off of Guild Guardians, we can all, hop on a plane, go to have a destination vacation in Mexico or Cuba or somewhere, and just all have a blast. But yeah, that's definitely the plan to make this not only a virtual community, but to make this a in-person community as well. So everything's clear. No questions. No. You guys don't need any support from the O Canada community. What are you hoping to see in the community?
I've got a question. It's mainly in regards to when we have guild functionalities, and I'm kind of wondering how are we going to manage whether we bring things to market and or give things to guild members, and if we have a I mean, obviously I know we don't have anything in place right now to manage that, but maybe something to think about is how that gets kind of distributed, or how we manage guild crafting and item distribution.
Yeah, and for that we need to have more information from the Guild Guardians team to know how it works. The only thing we can go off of is what they've shared in the announcement, plus what Chris has kind of mentioned in some of the town halls. But it, like you say, it does seem like as a guild we'll be crafting these artifacts, and then these artifacts may or may not be able to be given to members and or sold, and or there's now the auction kind of word that's been kind of put in that announcement. So there's definitely a lot there to think about. Yeah, we're kind of talking about those artifacts, like Kitty Lank, because that is basically with the guild crafting function. I believe the idea is still for people to contribute resources to crafting this item. And then the original format was once this item sells on the marketplace, auction, whatever, everyone that contributed to making it gets a cut. The guild leader gets a first guaranteed cut of whatever based on their guild token. So adventure would be 1%, warrior 2.5, and then the rest would be redistributed amongst other guild members. In the early plannings, adventures, there was like there was, how would I say this? But basically, being in a higher tier guild gave you perks. Hi, Zero Nikam Pirate. Thanks for joining. We may put you on. I don't know if you could put yourself on mute. We do hear some background noise. Thank you very much. So the original plan was, the warrior or higher guilds would be able to craft more items at the same time. So that's basically, if you're asking yourself, okay, well, my guild has 30 members, but we're spreading something we sell in 30 members. Well, technically, warrior guilds may have access to better recipes. They'll have more members to do raids. So there's likely an advantage in being in a guild with more members. Also, those guilds sold for a lot more in terms of dollars. So it's normal that there'd be some type of advantage. So those could be advantages attached to that as well. Who knows? But yeah, thanks to Twinman Sam. That's definitely something we'll have to chat about as officers and guild token owners. As we get more info, or even if we don't get more info, we'll need some type of strategy going in. Okay, try to see if there's anything specific. Okay, I think we're good. So, yeah, obviously, as things come up, and I guess it means we've been pretty good at answering questions. If there's nothing that pops up, so that's great. Unlike the GOG town halls where there's a ton of questions being asked and nobody knows what's going on. But glad to see that we're capable of answering most of the stuff that you guys are looking for. And obviously, as we keep growing, we'll try and improve what we can provide the community, whether that be giveaways and this and that. And yeah, just help out as we generate some income from the game. I definitely personally want to redistribute some of this back to the community. Just keep building it, keep growing it, and who knows? Like the possibilities are endless. Who knows what's in the future? What I kind of find cool is that we're community based. We're not backed by anyone that's expecting a return on investment kind of thing. We're not sponsored by anyone. We can do our own thing. Just keep it chill, have fun, and then as we grow, as we get more people coming in, we may be able to offer more services. Who knows? We may get to a point where we have a lot of officers and we can manage guilds for guild token owners that don't want to manage their own guild, because we'll have the expertise, we'll have the recruiting, we'll have the members, and that would give technically a cut of funds back to the people that do help with that. So those are just possibilities. Other possibility are down the road could be having an OCE token, reward community token, a bit like Gamers Galaxy has, and kind of reward our members and use that token for rewarding and this and that. So a lot of things are possible with Web3, but right now the goal is really make sure you guys are set up for global launch. And this leads us to our next topic, which is tips and tricks for hitting the ground running early. I can go over what I have, and then I'll let anyone jump in and add on what they have, because I know I made a good list. So go into game tips. So I think one of the big ones is so in terms of energies and tickets and this, so obviously the more you spend your adventure energy, your endless tickets, your boss world boss raid, or what is it, world boss rush, and your PvP. So maxing those out, if you can use all the energy, if you can't use it all, use the sweeping feature. That's really will give you a boost. For the people that do want to spend a little and play competitively, I'd say the most important asset to have is an energy booster. So if you do want to get a little higher up in those leaderboards and you have a $50, $60 and you haven't bought an energy booster yet, that would be the single item I just can't recommend enough to have in these early goings of Guild Guardians. Right, energy tips. So sweep, adventure if needed. Don't let the energy get to the cap. Good ways for that is, before bedtime, try to bring your energy all down to 0. And when you wake up in the morning, you can look at where you're at. And if you need to, crush a couple dungeons or do a little sweeps, go for it. Those are tips. Also, I think the ticketing system for the what it was endless dungeon kind of resets every day, so everyone get 2 tickets. I think if you have an energy booster, you get an extra one, and then you can purchase. They say you can purchase 2 extra one. So just keep in mind that I think those reset on the daily. So I think at whatever time you'll reset, you'll get your max again. So a strategy that I think could be decent is grinding all the adventure you can to get your guardians as high level as you can. And then near the end of the day, make sure you have enough time before the reset. You would crush your endless dungeons and then just restart that, or the PvP, endless and this, whatever works by a ticketing system, doing it as late as possible, probably in the day when your guardians are stronger, could be a decent strategy. Have notifications on. For some reason, mine were on in the game, but they weren't on my phone, so it's probably just a setting for that app that I have to unlock notifications. So that could be a good way to stay up to date as well. Anything to add, anyone, in terms of the energy spending or the energy part of it?
Yeah, I want to add something very important to energy spending. This does tie in to squad formations and adventure dungeons. So because we have a set number of energy, it is important to utilize it in a smart way. Which means if your whole squad is already maxed to your commander level max and will not gain any experience from said dungeon, swap them out. So keep whatever you need there to complete the dungeon, so your damage dealer, your tank, anything you're very comfortable and you'll be able to get through the dungeon. But then bring something else that's, level 0, or, something else you're trying to level up in the meantime, because then you'll be able to gain experience on that hero, whereas you wouldn't be getting it on your main squad that's already maxed to your commander level. And if you want to even go up a notch on that, bring in heroes that you can eventually trash to gain some experience scrolls, and then use those on your main squad once you can. So just getting the most out of the energy that you're using and not letting it go to waste.
And on that, one thing I did is because you have scrolls and this and that, I would never max out my main squad. Like sometimes I'd use scrolls to level them up, but never to the max I can go, because then you're basically wasting experience during your runs. So for example, my commander is at level, 62. So the level of my guardians can go up to, this is not correct, but let's say it could go up to 124. I'll max them to 120 to unlock that skill, because there's a skill that unlocks at every 10 level. But then those 4 levels, I'll let them kind of naturally gain experience. And then if they do reach the max, but like Sam said, just swap them out, because unless you need them to push further in the adventure mode and this and that. And also that kind of ties into the commander order you're using as well. So the first commander order you'll unlock will provide you additional experience points for leveling your Guardian. If they're leveled, or if you don't need the extra XP points, go to something else. They'll give you gold, for example. Gold is a helpful resource, especially down the road when you're upgrading your top level gear and other items. And yeah, use the commander level for what you need to do. Usually you'll leave it on XP, but if you need it to push a level further, you'll go for that. And if you want to up your score in Endless, which will technically up your rewards, then you'll definitely want to use the, which one was it? The Vulos commander order to increase your Endless score. So that was kind of touching to energy with side items there. Okay.
Some really good advice.
Hello, what was that?
I said that was really good advice.
Oh, okay.
We do try.
Okay, so if I go into quests, so complete your daily quests. Super important. It gives a lot of really good stuff. Complete adventure quests and achievement quests. So on the quest tab, there's 2 other tabs at the bottom that have quests in it that you want to look at. They could give different rewards, but they also unlock a kind of, I don't know how to call it, but it's like an adventure level. The more quests you complete, you go up in this adventure level or this quest level, and that gives you additional XP or additional, I think it's gold. So you kind of want to look at those too, because they can.
Are you talking about achievements?
Yeah, like the
achievement. Yeah, ones. Okay, yeah. Those were terrible. They were totally not. Well, I guess the prizes were okay, but the one that you accumulate, where you only got 50 rubies every time, yeah, it's like grind a month and a half for 50 rubies. No, thank you.
Yeah, but it's also 50 rubies. But underneath that, you get a bonus.
Yeah, you did get a bonus.
Yeah, so a bonus to the XP your Guardians are getting, a bonus to the gold you're getting through dungeons. Which so those are pretty decent.
Every little bit helps.
Didn't you make a video on that, Tomahawk, that I saw on Twitter, I think?
Yes, I think I did one on quests. I'll have to make new ones, but before playtest ended, I took little videos of all these items. So all the runes, all the skills, all the quests. So I'm putting them up on my YouTube. So that they're there. So I'll have to put the link to my YouTube somewhere in our content. But yeah, that'll help out, and I'll probably, once the game is out, you'll be able to see. But between now and the game, if you want to kind of prepare yourself, see what's there, I'll definitely post those, and some of them are already up. Thanks for mentioning that. Okay, got that. Okay, so endless strategy. Play the level that gives you the most points if you have endless time. So it's not necessarily the last level that you unlocked. They'll give you the most points. So you probably want to play the level that'll give you the most points. If you're running out of time and you can't get through everything, you may want to play the hardest levels. If you have it unlocked, it'll be slightly shorter, but you'll still get a decent amount of score. You cannot switch gear during runs, so just be aware of that in Endless versus Adventure. So in Adventure, between dungeons, you can swap gear on your Guardians, blah, blah, blah. In Endless, you can't. So whatever you go in with, that's what you have on your Guardians. Just be aware of that. restart level when you don't like the outcome of the fight, or if you lose somebody before the fight is over, restart the level. You can switch your squad around. There'll likely be a different outcome unless you're being slaughtered. But if you're just losing one Guardian, try to switch something around, switch the way you use your ultimates, and you might get away with just passing through with flying colors.
Wasn't there a reroll hack with that too, where if you restart, then exit the dungeon and come back in, they would reroll the enemies? So if you got like a boss that just wipes the floor with you, you could reroll it for a different boss? There was, right? I never really used it because I didn't have that problem too often, but it's there.
Yeah, so yeah, I also didn't really notice that, but I did notice that the rooms were different. So I don't know if they're gonna fix that part of it for it to be the same room. But regardless, that pause the fight when you see it's not going the way you want, restart it.
Well, we don't know that they're going to include the restart option. The other feature I'm curious to see is the reset feature on the Guardians, if they include that, because that is a bit of a game changer as far as sort of building up your squad and then shifting to different Guardians.
Yeah, I don't see them removing the element to reset your Guardian because you're still not getting all the resources back, right?
Yeah.
When you're resetting.
No, and the amount of gold it costs to actually like reset a Guardian, like if you constantly do it, you run out of gold at a very quick pace. So you kind of have to be careful when you use that reset feature.
Yeah, for sure. In Endless, check the Endless parameters to try to maximize your points. So there'll be little items to look out for. There'll usually be a domain that if you add Guardians of that domain in your squad, you're going to increase your points by a percentage. So you definitely want to keep that in mind, and whatever other parameters there could be bonus to stats for Guardians of X domain. So look at those. So usually your squad will die around a certain level. So this benchmark can help you compare your squad with other guildmates, and also to see where your own squad is going through plateaus, kind of thing. So that'll be really good to compare. Is like, okay, well, my squad is capable of making it through this difficulty. I get to this room, and this is usually where I die. So we can definitely compare and help each other improve our squads that way. That kind of applies to adventure as well. Okay. Yeah. And then in terms of like farming materials, in the playtest, what we found the materials that were quite important were the magic dust. So that's used for leveling your Guardian skills, and they increase pretty almost exponentially what they cost to unlock those skills. So especially if you have legendary Guardians, you're going to be unlocking skill until level 200, and they're probably going to cost a hell of a lot to unlock. So that magic dust, anywhere you can get it, even with rubies, I recommend you buy magic dust. That would be the number one. Other than that, like any gear upgrade material, you're going to run out of gear upgrading material. So anywhere you can find some of that. Gold eventually will be important as well. Faction souls, super important for the enlightenment of your guardians. So you'll get those by sacrificing your guardians. Web 2 or likely Web 3.2. But yeah, faction souls, quite important. And also keeping your inventory up to date. So a lot of times you'll check your inventory and could be some stuff in there that you could use, like these faction souls or getting some epic guardians or epic shards. So you probably want to use those as soon as you get them, and then summon whatever you can as well, the summoning stones, And depending on your strategy, if you want to convert Guardians to Web3, because of the way it works, where it should be the cheaper, the less of them there are. And then as there's more of these in existence, the cost of minting will go up and up. So one strategy would be to the ones that you do want to convert to Web3, do it as soon as possible. And then up to you if you want to sell them or not. Yes.
Also, going in and using your crafting energy regularly to create materials, especially when you get into legendary gear, or trying to farm specific pieces. Although I know that Chris mentioned, I forget where, but he mentioned that there's going to be a reroll option for secondary. That's huge. Oh my god, that's so much better than having to just randomly roll secondary stats on gear. Yeah. Oh, and what was I going to say too? No, never mind.
But on that, there'll also be the combining feature, right? You can combine 3 gear of a lesser rarity to automatically get one of a higher rarity. So that's
you can do that too. Sweet, yeah, that's good too. Yeah, and I was going to say that's why you want to rush to unlock hard and extreme modes on adventure as fast as you can, because in the playtest you could grind your upgrade materials on hard and then farm guardian shards on extreme. So another source for all of those materials.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I had. Toad, I can let you touch on the shop a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I can do the shop. Always be buying and spending all of your real life money on the shop. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No.
I'll be active staking while you do that.
No. So it's in the shop there are daily items and weekly items that are free, totally free, 100% free. You don't have to do anything. You press a button and it's yours. No catch, no anything. So there are daily chests, so that will provide you some, just some in-game buffs to, some scrolls for leveling guardians, some gems, some crafting materials, and then every week you'll get another chest. That's your weekly chest. That'll have a bit more of the same stuff. You can also buy. There's also a free summoning shard every day, I believe, or that was in the test. And then there are key items you want to be buying in the store, which don't cost money, but they cost rubies, which is the kind of in-game items you get through playing. So like Tomahawk had mentioned, some wisdom dust, as well as those premium summoning stones. And whenever you see those in the shop, I would highly suggest getting those. Sometimes they're good for your value. The wisdom dust will always be good. The premium summoning stones, it'll give you access to the future banners that come at a premium cost, because otherwise you're spending like $40 to buy 10, right? And that's pretty expensive. Whereas you can get one per day from spending 500 rubies. They might change all of these numbers when launch. But again, I believe that this is the kind of game that introduces new heroes through those premium banners, and some of those heroes will never actually hit the normal banners or the normal summons. So maybe storing 30 of those up somewhere, so that once you see a hero you really want, then you can go summon, do that premium summon to hopefully put the odds in your favor and get the mercy rule and have you pull that legendary. And the shop is I constantly be checking the shop, just specifically that last part where you can spend the anything you get in game for better items, either through endless and whatnot. Lots of really big items in the shop. But yeah, once you collect your daily your active logins, straight after that go to the shop and then grab whatever you can grab for free there.
Yeah, and there'll usually be a little notification on the shop for the free ones, but not necessarily for the ones that cost rubies that you should be looking out for. but we definitely found it was quite helpful to get those. And then if you like putting a bit of money into the game, there were definitely some bargain deals that were only available for one-time buy or the first buy, like Summoning Stones mostly, and or even some Guardians like Atticus was in there for $25. So technically $25 you get a Web 2 Atticus. Hopefully soon we'll know how much Ascendant seals cost. So then, if it costs, I don't know, $5-10 for an Ascendant seals or whatever to turn Atticus into a Web3 Guardian, versus buying it on the market right now for, obviously the prices are going to go down once we see that. But, as people, try and get their crack hearts, that's a way to get a cheaper crack heart. Either buy something like that or wait till you summon one in game, turn that legendary into a NFT, and then use that one to create your crack heart. That's basically all I have right now is one cracked heart. But I'm waiting to summon my legendaries, core ones that I won't use in game, and then use those to convert to Web3, convert some epics and rares the same way, and then get my crack hearts hopefully before the 20,000 are minted out. I think it'll take a little time before people create 20,000 crack hearts. So hopefully I can get mine before that time. All right, got a question, Blue Flame. So, do you know how energy boosters will affect the game leaderboard at launch? I'm trying to see. I know in our Discord we have somewhere what it gives us. Content. Going to my screenshot, energy boosters. Where is it? Maybe someone will find it before me. But I think this is important to go back and see what we get from the energy booster. Oh, here we go. Okay, so energy boosters. Okay. So Endless Arena and Boss Rush will use tickets, and tickets will refresh daily. So Founder energy boosters will provide the following: Adventure energy cap +1. So you'll be able to gain one more energy. Crafting energy cap +5. Adventure energy regen +9%. So you'll regenerate your energy for adventure faster. Crafting energy regen +20%. So that's pretty good. So make sure you're using that crafting energy. Free ticket to Endless Arena and Boss Rush +1. So you get an extra ticket for Endless Arena and Boss Rush, and that is huge. Thank you, Lankitty Lank, for putting the screenshot that I'm looking at directly in the chat. So I think that is absolutely huge in terms of affecting your leaderboard at launch. Is that extra ticket? I don't know if it's on top of the two you can buy, or if it's one of the two you can buy. As in, you have your 2 plus, is it 2 extra? So the very max you can have is 4, and you get 1 free instead of buying it with this. I think that would make the most sense. Like, you want everyone's cap to kind of be the same, but who knows? Just it gives you a free one versus buying one for probably a few bucks every single day. if you think about it.
Yeah, and I think the wording on it is interesting. It doesn't say an additional ticket to Endless Arena and Boss Rush. It says a free ticket to Endless Arena and Boss Rush.
Yeah, +1. So we'll see, but that I think that is huge. And then it says we will evaluate balance the leaderboard performance during week 1 and 2. That's why the prizes are in ascendant seals instead of GOG tokens, is because they have to figure out if this makes sense or is it too overpowering for. But as of now, that's why I said like that is the one thing. If you're planning to spend all your energy, if you're planning to only do a minimum of the daily quest, being a semi-competitive and only playing like 30 minutes a day, then your energy booster really doesn't make sense. This is really if you're maxing out your energy, this makes a whole lot of sense, especially for if you're going for leaderboards as well. I'm pretty sure it'll be hard. You pretty much have to. Yeah.
Well, and it'll be interesting because I've played other games with leaderboards where people who rank at the top spend more than they actually will make from being at the top of the leaderboard to get to the top of the leaderboard. So it'll be interesting to see. Like I'm not going to be there. I'll tell you that right now. But it'll be interesting to see just how competitive it gets.
Yeah, we could assume that the tops will be paying for whatever they can to max out their tickets. Personally, I'm not planning to pay to. Well, it depends how much it is. It depends how much they are, but I'm not planning to. I'm planning to use my energy booster for that +1 free. I think that's already going to be more than enough daily playtime, and then we'll see where it goes. But
it's the trap, though. Just one more, right? So you get to that break-even point, and then somebody decides, nope, I'm going the extra step, and then everybody starts to do it. Yeah.
I see Woody in front of me in the leaderboard. I'm like,
exactly.
Screw it! I'm like, putting in money.
Do I spend $3
I got a question.
Yes.
So do we know, like, on the leaderboard, on how far down the rewards are going to go? Like, let's say you're in top 1,000. Would you get something, or does it be like a top 500?
So the only thing the only number I've seen on the announcement was in the paragraph about the world boss boss rush and PvP, and they said something about being in the top 10,000. And then the endless leaderboard is where 70% of the rewards are going to be given. So I'm thinking that they might go down to around that 10,000 as well. That would make sense. Obviously, at first, it gives us all a really good chance. But as the game, gets more and more users, whether it's 20, 30, 40, 50,000, and then, the goal is to get to that million users. Well, then 10,000 is a lot less percentage-wise, but also gives everyone that was here from day one, no matter how much they're spending in the game or not spending, gives them a chance to be up there.
I think that's better than most games. Because most games I've experienced, you have to it would be like top 100 would get a certain amount of rewards.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm hoping that it is. And what's cool with Web3 is like these rewards, most players will be reinvesting kind of in the game in that kind of loop. So it kind of an advantage for them to rewards their players, especially the ones that are contributing to the ecosystem as opposed to extracting. And who's contributing by technically the people playing the most and spending the most. So that's a good way to kind of fight the bots, is rewarding your top leaderboards in this style of game, because they're likely grinding it like crazy and spending some or have some NFTs to start with.
You're almost there, man. I'm so excited, man. truly am, man. And it's like, being a part of the guild, and like in a traditional gaming sense, when you're team up with your friends and you play for like 4 or 5 hours, and it's like, man, dude, 4 or 5 hours, dude, that flew by. Because I know, I'll be playing, and next thing I know, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, dang, that was quick. But it's fun, like hanging out with you guys, talking to you guys, learning about this and learning about that, and doing the whole guild. Like, it brings more enjoyment, more fun, more energy than just going solo. So, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, man. And yeah, same way. Like I'm definitely in this for the social gameplay aspect of it. Like playing a video game on your own is something I actually don't even do anymore. Really, for me, it's it needs to be a use to it, and usually it's to socialize. And now Web3 brings another use, which is digital ownership and what that brings as well. So that's super exciting. But yeah, the social guild gameplay coming in June, like I am pumped for that. And now it's just getting everyone individually ready and to the best of their potential for that social gameplay. And it'll be just really cool to discuss strategies and all that fun stuff. But yeah, right with you there, the Hulk life, and crazy excited. I see Craig the Plague talking about Crack Hearts. So Toadman San, you did a pretty good job in the stream. Do you want to just so there is the article there, but just putting in.
Yep. Well, he did say, "Can you talk a little?" So I will talk a little about Cracked Hearts. So Craig the Plague, I know you've been in the community for a while, so you probably have a lot of founder assets. Cracked Hearts are essentially for the people who have founders and esport guardians. Because of the announcement that we need duplicates to upgrade the enlightenment levels of those said founders, we kind of need another way to get duplicates or to level up our founder guardians. And this is where Cracked Hearts come into play. So you'll be able to use one Cracked Heart to replace a duplicate of a guardian you would need to level up your enlightenment level. So that being said, there are Cracked Hearts for rare, epic, and legendary heroes. And the way you get these is by sacrificing some NFTs, so some Guild of Guardian NFTs in the altar, as well as combining that with some Guild of Guardian tokens, and then that will return you a Cracked Heart. Now, it gets kind of expensive if you go towards the legendary Cracked Hearts, needing 50 Guild of Guardian tokens, as well as sacrificing 3 rare heroes, 2 epic heroes, and 1 legendary hero. So it does cost a lot, but compared to the price of a founder, is very much worth it. So if you already have some Core 1 assets, I would not suggest going out right now and buying the whatever you need to make Cracked Hearts, because right now it's getting kind of pricey with the limited legendaries on the market, ranging above $100. So I would kind of naturally do that within the game. So once you pull a legendary guardian from a banner, so you've got a Web 2 guardian, then you would use Ascension Seals to make that into Web 3, and then there you could sacrifice it to make Cracked Hearts to then level up your founder heroes. I think that's it. Did I miss anything? Was that clear enough, Craig the Plague?
Roger that. Thank you, he says. I mean, it is a lot, but that article really goes through it. So it'll be if you need more information, and if not, ask away. But our strategy for Cracked Hearts, anyways, mine is to wait till I summon some guardians in game, turn those into NFTs, and then go from there to try and create this Cracked Heart at the cheapest possible price. If I had bought more prayers, I would have done like Toadman Sam. I would have had the resources to create more crack hearts because I will need more. But yeah.
Also, Tomahawk is running a full legendary team of mainly founders, so it'll be very hard for him to level up quickly.
Honestly, like in terms of leveling, like these founders, they start at 8 enlightenment and 3 radiance, and like we played for like 3 months, no, 5 months. Played the game for like 4 or 5 months, and even our legendary guardians, we had a hard time getting them to 10 enlightenment, or 9 or 10. So I think it's a huge boost already on founders for whether you level them or not. The leveling, the faster people can level them will make the difference in the leaderboards mostly. So that's why it could be a benefit. But again, you need faction shards as well as that duplicate copy. So a duplicate copy or crack heart plus faction shards to raise the enlightenment. And those faction shards are by sacrificing the Web 2 heroes and potentially Web 3 too. So it's like...
And you need quite a bit of them when you get close to 10, right? Like I think for 10 it was like 5,400 faction shards or something like that.
On an epic. I can't imagine what that would be on a legendary.
On level 15? Yeah, level 15 legendary, yeah.
Also, Sanjiro, yes, you can buy Cracked Hearts. So Cracked Hearts are actually an NFT, and they are being sold on the market. Token Trove has them. You can go buy them if you decide to that your budget is big enough to max out all of your heroes from the start. I mean, minus the souls. Can you buy souls on the market? You could buy heroes that are enlightened to a level.
I think they said specifically it was going to be a Web 2 item.
Yeah. So
I don't think.
So you could buy heroes that are enlightened to a higher level and then sacrifice those for more souls, technically, right? So.
Technically, yeah. They haven't quite... I haven't seen, or they haven't confirmed, if you sacrifice a Web 3, do you get both faction souls and radiant souls? So there is radiant souls that are to raise the radiance level. So you definitely get radiant souls when you sacrifice an NFT, a Web 3, a radiant guardian. But do you also get faction souls, or are they converted to radiant souls and you can only get faction souls from Web 2? I don't know.
That's why I'm waiting to write the guide. That's exactly.
I think
that's also why I don't think that the minting cost is going to be that high. Because if it was that high, then how would you ever collect enough radiant souls if that's the only way you can get them? It would just become a complete pay-to-win fiasco at that point. Especially if you need that many, right? Like if they're in the same ratios as just the regular faction souls. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how they balance that out for sure.
Plus, I think it gives you a chance to raise the radiance, right? I don't think it's 100%. So it'll be all fun to explore that as a community. Who wants to be the guinea pig?
Money trying to,
Who's the guinea pig?
I'll do it. I'll film myself doing it too. It's my excuse to get on video. See my reaction video as I fail all my enlightenment rolls.
I could be in that boat too, just clicking all these buttons.
Yeah, totally. The banner, you know what? Because one of the things I was thinking is, I'll do some pull videos, right? Because those are popular usually, but there's a soft pity here, right? There's no hard pity, so you could just kind of keep going on forever. And I'm like, well, how's that going to work if I just fail and give up because I don't have any more money to pour into this banner? Or maybe I just rage quit and go buy it off the secondary market. I don't know. We'll see.
spend more on trying to pull it than you would on actually.
Than you would. It. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Can I add something?
Yeah.
Just wanted to mention, because the guild, like they're not going to add a global chat or a guild chat in the initial cut of the game. So that means that our main tool for coordinating within the guild, and there's going to be a lot of coordination, I think, in this game, is going to have to be through Discord. So if you are inviting people to join the game, to join the guild, not everybody likes Discord, but just maybe just let them know that they are going to have to kind of get over, their hatred or disdain for Discord, because it's the only way we're going to have to communicate with them. And again, it's going to be an important, I think, aspect of this game.
Yep, we do expect members that are inside guilds to be capable of communicating, and we capable of communicating with them. I didn't mention it, but it is in one of the announcements as just a baseline of when do we kick people out of guilds, for example, and that will be based on guild token owners. But generally, we want to be, we kind of want to have a baseline that everyone sticks to. And what made sense was usually in these types of games or guilds or whatever, if you plan to be not playing for 3 days or more, or over 3 days, you would advise your guild leader or guild admin of your absence, and that's all good. Obviously, for the first month and something, there's doesn't seem to be a whole lot in terms of related to guilds, but it's still still expecting that if you are going to miss gameplay for vacation, that just communicate. That's all you need to do. Communicate as your guild owner or admin, and go from there. I think that's just normal for these types of games, and just to make sure that it's fair to everyone else in the guild that's contributing as well.
Communication is key.
Yep. I just want to touch on Budgie Smuggler's question. Do you think Gen 1 Guardians, Foe and Jianglong out of question for starting squads? Only level 5. Just wondering how powerful they will be. They are both very powerful. They're very good Guardians. I think Woody has provided some good information in the chat there about equipment and having them equipped to kind of play to their strengths. I personally think it'll be hard to make them competitive in the long run, just because you want to be going after Radiance levels of Guardians as well as Enlightenment levels. And on paper, these are going to be the very hardest Guardians to level up, because you need duplicates. And because you need duplicates, and these aren't core 1, it means you have to get them through, exclusive banners, which at that point is either luck, or you're buying them from the shop when they come up, or on the secondary market for extreme amounts of money. So I think that's kind of the only barrier to Jianglong, Salve, and Phoenicia, is you won't necessarily be able to radiant them as fast as you would like. Also note that you can't use cracked hearts on core 1. On Gen 1 legendary Guardians. So that's not even a way to level them up. So you really have to count on them coming up through a banner, or being added to kind of the normal banner.
Yeah, I agree. I would wait until the game launches so we can see how that banner system works. Because the way it was structured in the regional playtest is just not viable. But Genshin worked like that as well, where you had to pull 6 duplicates to max your character on Genshin. I think the difference was that you could use your in-game currency to purchase the premium summoning stones without a limit. And I think that's where this game needs to do some thinking. Is 1 a day is ridiculous. It's really long. But if they remove that cap, let's say you can buy 5 to 10 a day, then maybe not so much. Then, still not a fan, but somewhat more palatable than.
Yeah, but you can get pretty far just maxing the gear you put on your 5-star Phoenicia. It's just when you do compare them to other legendaries that you can, max.
Like eventually the stars matter. Yeah, for sure. Sure. Yeah.
All right. That's pretty much all I had on my agenda. Maybe other items to touch about is just OC Guild Roundtable. So I kind of want to start getting regular meetings, whether it's monthly or bi-weekly, for Guild token owners, just so that we can go for some items, and there may be issues that come up at some point, so we want to make sure that we're all on the same page as well. And once crafting comes into play as well, we want to make sure that strategy wise we've got a plan going in and that kind of thing. So I think having some kind of OC Guild roundtables, or like we were having officer meetings in the past, so something like that on a more scheduled basis. So I'll try and reach out and see what's the best time for everyone, but we definitely want everyone talking, communicating, when we see something in game that, okay, don't do this, like, let's share the information. Same with, like I said, your starting squad. When you hit a wall, let people know, put it in your guild chat, put it in the general chat, whatever, and we'll have the spreadsheet. So let's just help each other get past those walls and get really as far as we can, as fast as possible in venture with a main squad of 5. Like I say, I strongly believe, and I think everyone that played the playtest believes that is the best way to start off strong.
We'll see. You know what? We should compare our results in a month. Let's do that. Invite me on your stream, and then we'll compare our accounts, because I'm gonna go in with like an epic squad to try to get that really far. And I was even thinking like a core 1 squad, just really try to unlock as much of adventure as I can with a really quick to upgrade formation. Because and Hydrus, right? Because Hydrus is so good, like it's just too good. So I think there's an opportunity there.
That's all I got is an epic squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epic, honestly, like in the playtest, I started with some legendaries, and then I went back down to Epic, and I was capable of upgrading, enlightening them much faster, and just, getting through content with the synergy, the squad synergy, and the skills of the Guardians I was using. So, yeah, I'm a fan of Epics. I almost wish I had less Guardians. To be honest.
Well, that because you were doing like Brun, Corvus, Aquarius, Flix, and what was that? Drizda, right?
Yeah, I didn't have Corvus.
There you go. Perfect. That's perfect. That's a great squad.
I'm kind of running the same thing.
Yeah, so that's a like super solid squad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually went through some papers this week, and it was my initial squad build for when we had the founder sales.
Oh yeah.
so like 3 years ago, and most of those squads was like, okay, it's an all rare squad with 1 epic maybe, because I was trying to gauge what I was going to spend on this project. So it was really funny to see that most of my squads were just rare Guardians with 1 or 2 epics at the time.
Yeah. So far, Arya is the only standout, right?
Oh,
like from that founder collection. Yeah, I was really surprised.
Yeah, Oh yeah, Arya and just her not dying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the whole party's dead. She's still going. Like holy jeez.
Yeah. All right, so I'll let I would do like a specific roundtable, but I'll just let it open if anyone has final thoughts, comments, or questions. Thank everyone for joining, and yeah, super pumped. And I'll try and get those last few items out. Like I said, the guild chats for each guild, the spreadsheet with the starting squad, so you guys can add stuff on. So I'll probably post an announcement tomorrow with this information and anything last minute that needs to be done by you guys before lunch. But other than that, good to go, and keep posting your questions when you have some. Sanjuro, just to touch on yours quickly, I'm not sure when we're going to have clarity on the crafting stuff. I think it'll be later in June, probably a few weeks before. I think they're going to be pretty busy with making sure all their server, everything's working correctly, any bugs and fixes and rebalancing in the first couple of weeks. But yeah, that's for that. So yeah, Woody.
Oh, I was just going to say to everybody, just expect a lot of adjustments at the start, right? So I think please be patient with guild leaders as they're just kind of trying to figure out the interface and how it works. And like, we don't even know if we can appoint officers or, what kind of admin options we'll have in the guild. There's the communication thing's a problem. A lot of the features will have changed, right? So Endless is shorter, so some of the strategies we had may not apply. And so anyway, all that to say, there's going to be a lot of changes in the next week, maybe 2 weeks. So yeah.
I also just want to say thank you to everyone that is in O Canada A, everyone here. We've been building or trying to build this community for almost 3 years now. And seeing some faces that have never left is always nice, but all of the new faces coming in and all of the names that come in over time is not stuff we forget, and we love seeing you come back and participate in chatting with everyone. Just how's your day going? Just normal chatter is always really nice to see in the Discord, and that might make someone's day. Be patient with others. We all have different realities and are facing different problems or whatnot. And gaming isn't a place where you should be taking out your frustration. We are here we're playing a game essentially. You should be enjoying what you're doing here. If you're not, maybe reevaluate what you're doing. But again, we're all friends here. We all want each of us to succeed and to have a good time in Guild of Guardians and in O Canada.
Well said. Anyone else want to throw in a few words?
Or type in a few words.
See a few people might be typing. We'll give them a bit of time.
I do want to say that for getting the Golden Idol and then getting the IMX, basically, free cash, really helped me out because I bought a bunch of prayers and wasn't, really expecting to get much out of it. But then when I pulled I think it was 3 legendaries, I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. So it was, from playing all the other Web3 games, not really gaining much, from actually playing something and actually getting an airdrop, it was like the greatest feeling ever. And it's like, finally something comes my way, and, you don't feel like you're always at the bottom. You kind of feel like you just, moved up a little bit. So stoked.
Thanks for sharing. And yeah, I kind of feel the same way in my Web3 journey. It is a roller coaster, but like sometimes the wins are just really cool, even if that's getting a pat on the back or knowledge by a project or a team, or winning X giveaway, or like you say, like summoning something really cool. Like there's definitely a lot of that in Web3 and in gaming in general, right? It's especially in these gacha style games, there's emotions will be fun and high when you get something. And what's cool now is that you can trade it, you can sell it. Like digital ownership just brings so much more to gaming. Like I had almost left gaming just because it was a waste of time almost, but this just brought me back to how much I loved gaming for the gaming aspect. But at least now it's not a waste of time. My girlfriend thinks I'm working now. Like she thinks when I'm playing. When I told her, I'll have to be playing GOG at least 2 hours a day. She's like, yeah, that's why I understand that you're working.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, things got dark. Things got dark for sure.
All right. Well, so Budgie Smuggler, thanks all. Yeah, definitely Sanjuro. That's your goal, getting the people in your guild to the major leagues.
Yeah, I may not make it far on the leaderboard, but I'm damn sure going to try.
Yeah, just internal competition is going to be super fun, right? Just just to see, just can't wait to see what how people's squads are going to do and what's going.
Well, because I was looking at because I added all my stuff to the spreadsheet, and I'm looking at y'all's stuff. I'm like, damn, dude, y'all put some money in like that. I'm looking at mine, and mine's like $32, and I'm like, oh my god.
Hey, your return on investment is going to be the best.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it was all free basically. I think actually I put in like $60, and then everything else from IMX. So, and I sold a few things, and I think I'm at like $30 in GOD or GOG token. I got a little bit of IMX token left over. I got some ETH. So, and I still got plenty of Guardians.
Yeah,
so I'm
so many. All right. Well, thank you everyone for attending, and for the people that will be listening to the recording. I think we touched on a lot of really, really great stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to finally begin this journey with all of you and everyone else that joins, and hopefully not too many people leave, just the super competitive ones.
I don't see how anybody would want to leave. Like when I first opened the game up and I started playing, I love the artwork. I love the animations. I love, even like if you look in the background, you can see like the little flames and stuff moving. Like you can tell that they put a lot of detail into the game. It's wonderful.
And should only get better with all the features they're going to add, like pets down the road. It's going to be pretty sick.
I haven't got a pet yet, so they said it wasn't going to be in the game at launch. So I was like, well, I'll get an energy booster instead.
Smart move, but don't sleep on pets. Just saying.
I'm trying to build. I'm building my capital for that one.
Just wait for the pet sale. I would add. Don't necessarily go look for the very expensive pets on the market right now. I'm assuming they'll be having a pet sale in the future. So
I'll be ready for that.
And if not, I hear Tomahawk has lots of pets. So
I think I'm ranked 25th in how many pets I own. I bought all the common pets when they were like $5. Well, when I had funds to invest like 2 years ago. But yeah, I think I have over 150 pets. So obviously they're not all for me.
Yeah. No, but I would agree that there's going to be, because there's only 3,000 of them, right? So how can they do? Yeah. I got a steal on Onyx though. I bought him at under $100, and he's at $200 right now. So.
Oh, is he? I picked one up. I picked one Onyx and Nammer a couple weeks ago.
And Nammer's at 190.
Yeah, and between each of them, I paid 200. So 200 for the both of them. So I'm like, oh, yeah, good stuff. Anyway, we should probably close this out.
Keep going all night. How about
that? We need our rest for Tuesday. So, all right, have a great night, everyone, and see you in the Discord.
See ya.
There we go.
Bye.